Hi everyone, I'm Vicky and this is Murphy and this is Timberset Homes. One of the very unique and wonderful features of a Timberset home is our solid timber construction. And you'll see from our display that all of the walls are timber. It's actually a structural system, and I will explain a bit more in future videos about our system. But I just wanted you to capture here that it's a lovely environment to be in. You notice there's not a lot of noise. It actually feels very comfortable in here. The timber is very environmentally friendly. I'll explain a bit more about that as well. And yeah, there's all of these beautiful benefits of living in a timber home that also need a little bit of further explanation. So when we went looking for energy efficient downlights, we found these. They're from Habit and they're surface mounted downlights, and they actually are LED lights, so they're very energy efficient. But because they're surface mounted, it means that the breach in the ceiling is only very small. So what we've included in our display is an induction cooktop, and we've done that because our eco inclusions includes energy efficient appliances, and for a cooktop, an electric induction cooktop is probably the most energy efficient cooktop available. It's a very different technology to a normal electric hot plate, and it certainly is very cheap to run. So another energy efficient feature is our fan. This is a DC fan, which means it's a little bit more energy efficient than the usual type. Now the reason why we find these really good is to help with your heating and cooling in the home. Basically it keeps you cool in the summertime and makes your heating more efficient in the winter time. Now this is not something that visually you can see in our homes, but our display in particular actually features low VOC finishes throughout. And what that means is that we've stained the timber, and our solid colours also are all been finished in low VOC paint. Paints sometimes can smell. Pretty much all of the time there will be some sort of gas, but in this particular case we found very low VOC finishes, and that helps to ensure that the home is a healthy environment. So this little video is about our glass windows that we've included in the display. Now they are an option, they're not part of our standard range, but we've put them into the display because we think they're pretty special, and we think you'd like them as well. Certainly one of the things to point out is that they're constructed with a mixture of aluminium on the outside, which is great for the weather, keep it out. And then on the inside is Victorian ash, and that means that there's what we call thermally broken windows, which means that the weather and temperature outside is not going to come inside through these frames. And if you have a look, you'll be able to see the two panes of glass. In this particular case, these windows are actually Bell 29, and whilst they come in all different bell levels, which is really about the bushfire attack level, that really comes down to the thickness of glass and also the material used on the fly screen. So in this case it's actually a metal rather than a plastic. Hi, welcome back to Timberset, and our display home. Today's video is talking about how we've incorporated energy efficient features into our display. And we're going to start by talking about design, because that is a very critical element of making sure that you get energy efficiency in your home. In particular, what we've done with this particular placement here is we've ensured that this very large window is facing the north, and that's to provide passive heating, especially during the winter months. That window will let in all of the northern sunlight and help to warm the home during the winter months. So this is actually a casement window, and the great thing about a casement window is that it opens so well. It gives a really good opening. It actually provides lots and lots of ventilation, and it seals really well. We have found some amazing products which we think are very good for the environment, very, very functional, as well as quite healthy options. And I'm going to start with the bench top. The bench top that we have on our kitchen and laundry and bathroom is called paper rock. Now, the remarkable feature of paper rock is that it's very strong, heat resistant and water resistant, yet it's made of paper. And the reason why is because it's a cured phenolin resin with the paper, and cured to a point where there's no longer any formaldehyde or any of the off-gassing that can come with some products. So it's not only a very environmental product, about 70% of the paper is recycled, it's certainly sustainably sourced, and it's healthy in terms of the fact that there's no off-gassing. Now this is a bit of timber which could be in the wall. It's part of our structural system. Now, there's a fair bit of weight in this piece of timber, and that's not something that you can experience while you're sitting at home. But what I wanted to explain was about some of the environmental benefits of our home. And if you can imagine the weight that's in this timber, what I wanted to explain to you was that about half of its weight is actually carbon. Because when trees grow, they sequester carbon from the atmosphere, and it's stored in the trunks of the trees, and it stays there for the life of the timber. So that's why this piece of timber, which has come from the forest and been cut in our factory for the construction of our homes, still has weight and still has carbon stored inside. So that means our homes are actually carbon sinks. And that carbon will be stored in your home, in a timber set home, for its entire life. Until this piece of timber rots away, it will continue to store carbon.